It's story time!
It's story time.
Shy Tales Studios.
In a quiet village many centuries ago, there lived a young man who dreamed of becoming a legendary samurai. He admired the warriors who trained in the nearby dojo. Their skill with the sword was breathtaking. Their focus was unbreakable. Their movements were precise, calm, and powerful. The young man would watch them train for hours. In his mind, he could already see his future. He imagined himself standing among them, respected and feared, a master of the blade. He dreamed of honor. He dreamed of victory. He dreamed of becoming great. But there was one problem. Dreaming was the only thing he was truly committed to. Every morning he told himself the same thing. Tomorrow I will begin my training. He believed he simply needed the right moment, the perfect time, the right mindset. But the perfect moment never came. Instead, he waited, and waited, and waited. Some days he convinced himself he was too tired. Other days he said he needed to plan more carefully. Sometimes he simply believed he would start when he felt more motivated. So the days passed, then weeks passed, then months. While he was still thinking about becoming a warrior, other young men were already becoming one. Every day, the real trainees arrived at the dojo before sunrise. They practiced their stance. They practiced their balance. They practiced the same sword movements again and again, thousands of repetitions over and over, day after day. Their progress was slow, but it was constant. Meanwhile, the young dreamer watched from a distance. He admired them. He talked about joining them, but he never stepped forward. And the longer he waited, the harder it became to begin. One evening, as the sun was setting, an old samurai approached him. The old warrior had seen the young man watching the training grounds many times. He could sense the desire in the young man's heart. So he asked him a simple question. "Why do you only watch?" The young man replied with confidence, "I will begin my training soon. I want to become the greatest samurai this village has ever seen." The old warrior smiled slightly. Then he asked another question. "When will you start?" The young man hesitated. "Tomorrow," he said. The old samurai looked at him calmly. Then he said something the young man would never forget. "Tomorrow is the favorite word of those who never begin." The young man felt embarrassed. But the old samurai was not finished. He pointed toward the training ground where the students were still practicing. "Do you see them?" The young man nodded. "They were not born stronger than you," the old warrior continued. "They were not born more talented than you. The only difference is that they started." The young man looked down. Deep inside, he knew the old samurai was right. Ambition had filled his mind, but action had never followed. And without action, ambition slowly turns into regret. The old samurai then shared a philosophy that had guided warriors for generations, a principle known as Kaizen. Kaizen means continuous improvement through small steps. The old warrior explained that mastery does not come from sudden bursts of motivation. It comes from tiny actions repeated every single day. He said something that changed the young man's understanding forever. Greatness is not built in one heroic effort. It is built in thousands of small, ordinary efforts. Many people believe success requires massive change. They think they must transform their entire lives overnight. But the samurai understood something different. They knew that progress is built slowly, like drops of water carving through stone. Like a tree growing stronger year after year, a single day of training might not seem important, but 1,000 days of training transforms a person completely. The old samurai then told the young man something even more powerful. Do not wait for motivation. This surprised the young man. Most people believe motivation must come first. They think they must feel inspired before they act. But the samurai believed the opposite. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Once you begin moving, energy begins to follow. But if you sit still waiting for inspiration, it may never arrive. Think about it. How many dreams remain unfinished because someone was waiting for the right feeling, waiting to feel ready, waiting to feel confident, waiting to feel motivated. But the truth is simple. Motivation is unreliable. Some days it appears, other days it disappears completely. Discipline, however, remains. Discipline means doing what must be done, whether you feel like it or not. And this is the true path to mastery. The old samurai gave the young man a challenge. Do not try to become a master in a day, he said. Just come tomorrow and train for a short time. That is enough. The young man was surprised. He expected a harsh demand. Instead, the old warrior asked for something small. Just one step. Just one beginning. The next morning, the young man arrived at the dojo. His training was simple. Basic footwork. Simple sword movements. Nothing impressive, but it was the first real action he had taken. And something interesting happened. The next day, he came back again. Then again, and again. Slowly, something began to change inside him. Training became a habit. His body grew stronger. His movements became sharper. His focus deepened, and the dream that once existed only in his imagination was slowly becoming reality. Not because of motivation, not because of talent, but because he showed up every day. Years later, the young man had become a skilled warrior. Not the greatest in the world, but far stronger than the version of himself who once only watched from the sidelines. One day he met the old samurai again, and he thanked him. If you had not spoken to me that evening, he said, I might still be waiting for tomorrow. The old warrior smiled. Then he said one final lesson. The sword that waits for perfect conditions never leaves its sheath. And that lesson still applies today. Many people are ambitious. They have powerful goals. They want to build businesses, write books, change their lives. But ambition without action is only a dream. What truly changes a life is small, consistent effort. One step today, another step tomorrow, then another, day after day, month after month, year after year. Success is not created by dramatic moments. It is created by ordinary days used wisely. So if you are ambitious, but often feel lazy, do not try to change everything overnight. Just begin. Start small. Take the first step today. Because the difference between the life you imagine and the life you live is the action you take now.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the story, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stories like this.